Welcome back to the Cricket Weekly podcast on the Reverse Scoop with Nabeel and Adam and Nabeel. What's going on, Nabeel? How we doing,
man? We don't change. We're always here, Adam. How you doing, man? Welcome back to
that's right.
episode 34,
right.
Cricket Weekly live. Got a lot to discuss tonight. We had a big guest last week, Harmeet Singh. The prior weeks we had Shadley Van Schalkwijk, Akeem coming on, and we're gonna have future guests come onto the pod. But tonight's Adam and I doing our own thing after taking a week's break. In the middle, cricket's picking up locally, Adam. A lot of busy schedules on the weekend. So content creation is kind of hard nowadays, huh? With the cricket season in full swing.
Yeah, I mean, we got to play each other on the weekend.
Yeah.
At least half played each other on the weekend. We played. How would you describe it? All Stars, Connecticut, 4 All-Star Connecticut teams. Best of India, best of Pakistan, best of West Indies, best of rest of the world. I mean, the rest of the world team was 80% Indian, 1% Australian, 9% West Indian.
Well, I mean, it describes a good, diverse population here in Connecticut, huh?
Oh, man. I can't believe it. Like, the people at home, if they've never played cricket, it's hard to even describe it. But if you have played cricket, like, the pitches we play on are, like, unfathomable in Australia. Like, we played on this wicket that was clay, that was unrolled, that was wet, that's covered in a Hessian mat, that's stapled into the ground, where half the balls just it's not skidding, it just rolls. It bounces and rolls. It doesn't bounce at all. And it was just terrible conditions. The field was soaking wet. The grass was 9 inches long, even though it had been cut maybe like 2 days prior. It was still very thick, long. The grass was completely soaking. Nabeel changed his socks 5 times. He had to borrow a pair of my socks. Had to give him a pair of my socks to keep his feet dry. I mean, it was overcast, and then it rained.
I got to wash them for you and return them.
Oh, just keep them, bro. Keep them, bro. It rained an hour before the game, and then it rained during the game. And Nabeel played on for the first game, right? You guys scored like 60 something and 20 overs.
Yeah.
That's how that was a good score. Like score was 80.
The team took 19 overs to chase it too.
Yeah. Yeah, like 70 runs was a par score in 20 overs. That's how terrible the conditions were. Yeah. And when we went out to bat in the second game, we were chasing 60. We had 77 to win, I think was the number. 77 to win. And we had gotten to a point where we needed 15 runs off 30 balls when I went to the crease. When I came out there, we had 7 wickets. No, we didn't have 7 wickets in hand. I went out at 5. I came in at 5, I think. Yes, I came in at 5. So we lost 4 wickets, and we ended up losing. It couldn't have been 7 for 1. It must have been 6 for 1 because they made some runs. The final stand made some runs, but we lost 6 for 1. I scored the 1 run. I got myself off strike at least. And then I proceeded to watch I proceeded to watch 4 people swing across the line on a pitch that was keeping low with the bowlers that were bowling at the stumps. So I watched 4 people get bowled right in front of me, swinging across the line. And then poor J-Boy went to hit a wide one and took an inside edge and took his stumps out. So I just watched 5 people get bowled. And then the new bolt bat that I have to send it back. There's a hole about this big in the middle of it, and the ball went straight through the bat. Like the ball just went. It's a bat that's a donut. Okay, the bat's a donut. My bat has a hole. I went and blocked the ball, and the ball went straight through the bat. It's like a ghost bat.
I've never freaking seen that. That's crazy.
I'm making a joke. I missed it. I missed the block. I missed the block. We made jokes after the game. They're like, "How'd you miss that?" I said, "I didn't. It just went straight through the bat. There's a hole in the bat."
That's crazy,
went straight
man.
through the middle. I'm having nightmares about this ball that this guy bowled me. Nightmares. The drift, the turn, the spin. I never seen an off spinner turn the ball so much. And it wasn't even. It didn't turn. It wasn't like it turned that much. It just did enough to beat the bat. Like, and I was trying to explain to my old man. My old man's a coach.
I'm sure who he's talking about. And Afzal's a good Pakistani off spinner, man. He's got a doozera. He bowls a offie and can deceive you both ways. So very top class spinner.
So he bowled me just a regular off spinner. But the point that I'm trying to get across is that the ball landed like 8 feet in front of me. Like the ball was short, but because the ball doesn't bounce, you had to come forward. So I was like trying to learn the pitch. So I came forward on this ball. Normally that ball would have been short. You would have rocked on the back foot and hit it off the back foot and cross bat. But I was like, come forward. And then it turned just enough somehow to beat the inside edge and beat the front pad and beat my hip and beat my back leg and still hit the stump. So Artie at the other end was just like, he was just like,
that was his face. Like, that was not a great cricket pitch that we played on this past weekend. Man. A lot of rain had fallen, and the Connecticut Premier League had to still kind of go through. You know, we put out about 6 matches, and West Indies ended up being victorious in that Memorial Day weekend tournament. So, yeah, congratulations to them in the Southern Connecticut League. And in the New York National League, they had the Guyana Cup. In the Guyana Cup, they had Queen Sharks come out victorious. It was their three-peat where they won their 3rd Guyana Cup in a row, and they're the team to beat out in New York National League's Guyana Cup that they put out every year. It's turning out to be a pretty, big tournament every year. So, Queen Sharks, a franchise team to follow out there. We also have Brooklyn Bulls, who Daryl, one of our buddies, he's the owner of that team. So they took part in this Guyana Cup, and they did all right too. So good job to everybody on that side as well in New York. And in Southern Connecticut, we had the CPL. Now back to Southern Connecticut's matches of league and New York National League matches from our side. So that's what we got going on locally. I
got to say though, the American cricket. I was just talking to my old man about this. I'm like, there are some it's hard to describe what cricket is over here. I know you just described, like, we have the Connecticut League, you have the New York League. Like, if you're Australian watching this, like, or English, like, it's somewhere between, like, in Australia, like CNS cricket and grade cricket. It's not grade cricket, and it's kind of CNS cricket. It's kind of like village cricket, but it's like a little better than village cricket. But the things that happen over here are like so bizarre. I was talking to my dad about it. Like, there's three key things. One, no one backs up on the non-striker's end. Like, no one backs up. Like, that is something that is taught heavy in Australia. It's backing up on the non-striker's end, leading out of the crease. And you didn't miss this. I don't know if you heard it through the grapevine, but when we played India, the bowler was giving me a hard time, and I was giving it back to him because I walk out of my crease. I don't walk out of my crease. I back up. Out of my crease. And that's not normal in America. So he goes to bowl the ball, and I see him plant his back foot. I start leading out of the crease, and no ball gets bowled. I turn around, and he's holding the ball next to the stump. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm running you out. I said, but you plant your back foot. You can't run me out. And the umpire said, he can run you out. I said, but when he gets his delivery stride, he can't run me out. He's like, blah, 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 get back in your crease, blah, blah, blah. I said, mate, I'm not leaving my crease till you finish your delivery stride anyway. Yeah. So he starts chirping to me. Umpire's like, he can run you out. I said, okay. And then I have a couple of runs back and forth or whatever. And I'm back at that end of the next over. And then this time again, I'm like looking at him while I'm looking at the ground, like look with my bat in the ground, waiting for him to bowl the ball. And again, he stops. And I'm like, mate, what are you doing? Like, what? I'm like, what are you going to do? Take the bells off? He's like, what are you going to do? He's then up in my face like, what do you think I'm going to do? What are you doing? What are you going to do? I'm like, rah. I'm like, mate, simmer down, mate. I'm like, I'm not going to leave the crease. I'm at a point where my bat's in the crease and you're next to the stumps. Like, just bowl the ball, mate. Like, what are you talking about? I know you've never seen someone lead out of the crease before. Oh my goodness. That's the first thing. And we had a big chirp. And then I went and spoke to him after the game. I'm like, listen, mate, like, you just got to understand, I'm like Australian. So like, be cool. Like, everyone else knows. Everyone else knows except for you. I didn't know who that guy was. And then, you know, I can't count. I've forgotten count. I stopped counting how many times an American will take a run when there shouldn't be a run. So, like, for example, J-Boy falls over, come back for a second. They throw the ball to the bowler's end. Bowler misses the ball, and then they go, yes, 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 run. And they run the second. I'm like, no, you don't run the second. You just stop running. Like, it was a mistake. Someone fell down, but they threw the ball to that end, and they were worried about that person. The bowler wasn't worried about the ball. Don't run the second run. No, happens so many times. And you know how many times you get overthrow runs? You hit the ball to cover. Yeah, no, turn around. Someone throws the stumps, tries to throw the stump down. Keeper misses it, rolls, they run. I'm like, stop! You just can't even throw the stumps down. Like, I got to run out because they hit it over to me, made the slide, missed the slide, turned around. They ran a second run, so I turned around, picked the ball, and threw the stumps down. Got to run out. Yeah. I'm like, thanks very much for running. I'm not going to catch me running on a misfield.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. And it reminds me of a lot of the European cricket, videos that they put out there where
I'm telling you, I wish we had
overthrows and the batsmen keep running on misfields and
unbelievable
big error, that.
And the final thing is like Dean Jones taught me this. I coached under him for a couple of summers, and no one in America turns their body to look where the ball is when they're running a second. So what I mean by that, if you hit the ball to the leg side, you hit a leg side shot, traditionally a right-handed batter is going to want to keep the bat in his left hand, and he would look to offside. But you have to switch your grip. You have to change the bat, put the bat in the other hand so you can turn and look where the ball is. No one in America does that. They just turn their naturally turn. They turn away from the ball. So when they don't know where the ball is coming back for the second run. I know where the ball is coming back for the second run because I always turn. So then I'll say no or I'll say yes. And they're like, if I say no, they're already expecting to come back for the run. I'm like, you're not watching the ball. The ball, he already has the ball. I'm not running a second run. And then they yell at me like, oh, I called too. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't watch where the ball slowed up and he picked up the ball.
Yeah. The thing here is the outfields are not going to help you, right? They're not your friends. So
the outfields are not your friends.
You have to just know that, hey, if the outfield's totally dead, you're going to hit the ball and it's a single, even if it passes the fielder. The ball's not going to pass him more than like 3-4 feet because that's just the conditions here in Connecticut. Not everywhere, but in a lot of the fields.
Not at 72 Hospital Avenue.
Yeah, not in Cloud Valley either, right? So they could come out there, come to Danbury. Those fields are nicer. Bridgeport.
That one day I played at Cloud Valley, you had 9-inch grass. What are you talking about?
Way back when, I don't know when. But,
I think it was last year, the last game last year, or something like that. I forget. It was one game I played there that had really long grass.
Yeah, it can get muggy at times there. The city cuts grass a couple times a week, but it still grows pretty fast. I guess it's the moisture in the air, I guess.
It's all sun, it's all that chlorophyll, all that sunlight.
Absolutely, man. But it makes for a good turf wicket there at
Hey, we're playing. I'm playing there on the weekend, mate. I'm playing at Cloud Valley on the weekend. I'm playing the good young fellas.
Hope the turf is ready for you. I'm not sure if they're going to play on turf or Astro, but
play on the freaking Astro. Tell them I'm coming, bro. I want to score 1,000.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. The Green Waves guys are going to be ready for you. But we got some news, coming out of obviously USA Cricket played their fourth WCL League 2 game that they restarted back up on May 17th, with the first match they played against was with Canada, scoring 361 for 3 and bowling Canada out for 192, a huge 169-run victory for the USA men's. They currently lead the table with 28 points. They played 20 matches, won 14, lost 6, and have the highest run rate as well and highest number of points. So they're leading the table with Netherlands at second, Oman at third, Scotland at fourth, Canada at 5, Namibia 7, UAE 8, and Nepal 9. So that's the world.
Scotland's down at 4. That's quite surprising.
Yeah. Scotland's down at 4, and then the next match USA played was against Oman, which was their second game, and that ended up being a tied match, which Oman won in the super over, 266. Both sides made, and Oman ended up winning the game in the super over. And then the third, Canada, again, USA. USA made 286 for 9. Canada all out 198. USA winning by 88 runs, and then USA played today against Oman. They scored 293 for 8. Oman 284 all out. This was a very close encounter, but with our buddy Harmeet Singh coming out on top as the player of the match in this game. With 33, he scored, and it took a 3 for as well with the ball. So all-round effort by Harmeet Singh. Good match-winning performances from the USA men's. Adam, what do you make of it, man?
All-rounder right there, Harmeet Singh getting it done. I mean, I believe that first game against Canada was the biggest win we've ever had. Big lead there. I think 159, I think was the number. Yeah. Dominating. I mean, whether you like it or not, USA will play in that World Cup. USA is on track to play in that World Cup for sure. They're in between us and them is Bangladesh and the West Indies, which we have a chance to win. We've already beaten Bangladesh before. And so it's going to be Bangladesh, Ireland, West Indies are the 3 possible teams that we'll face in that next round. Yeah. And I mean, at the way we're rolling, yeah, I think that we're going to be in that World Cup.
Yeah, well, hot take, man. I think USA beats at least 3 full member nations in the next World Cup, and it will not be an upset, man.
Oh, no, there's no upset. There's no upset. There's no upset. It's everyone waking the F up knowing that we do what we do over here. USA has a legit team. They're a world-class team, and the whole thing the deck needs to get shuffled. Like, like the olden days of this thinking, oh, we like the West Indies, for example. West Indies have fallen off the map pretty much on most of these formats, and just because they've been here forever doesn't mean that they're doing it well now. I mean, the structure, I'm not from the West Indies, haven't been there, but I know we just come from an era of like elite West Indies cricket,
dominance of West Indies cricket,
80s, 90s, 2000s, Brian Lara, that coming into that our era, and then it just, and then moving into like the Chris Gale era, and then from what it is now, it's just not kind of the same. Same with Bangladesh, test nation, but again, not. I mean, USA's beat Bangladesh all last year, and the series is last year. They're sitting in that spot where
Bangladesh just lost to UAE as well recently.
Yeah. So it's the same playing field. I mean, the gap is shortening on the men's side between the top of the table, USA, Australia, South Africa, India, New Zealand. Like those top 4 nations are getting chased down. Like their gap is shortening. Because like on the example on the women's side, the gap is huge. The gap is huge between Australia, India, and everyone else. The gap's massive. But like on the men's side, the gap is getting, because they all play so much international cricket together. They'll get to intermingle together. The level of cricket's going up and up and up. They're closer than ever. Closer than ever.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And I think it only gets better for us with the structure that's kind of being put in place by MLC. We had big news coming, about a couple of weeks back with New Zealand cricket, deciding to invest in a major league cricket team, partnering with True North Sports Ventures, and these are with who are they? I believe Samir Mehta and Vijay Srinivasan, who are the majority owners of the entities that hold exclusive rights to own and operate 2 MLC expansion franchises. The first of these will be launched by TNS True North Sports in 2027. The first of its kind agreement between a full member of the ICC and a franchise in a leading professional cricket league. We'll see NZC provide high performance and operational support, including in coaching, management, and support staff, as well as integrating the franchise into NZC's domestic high performance ecosystem. In the second phase of the development, NZC will offer expertise in cricket infrastructure and turf management. So, this partnership's huge, man. Coming to, the investments that we need here in USA Cricket, building the infrastructure out. So,
yeah, isn't New Zealand getting involved too in the MLC?
That's exactly what I said. Yeah, the NZC is. Yeah, they're the partners, and they're going to be the owners. That are investing in this new team. So it could be Atlanta, it could be Toronto.
So they're investing. It's not a New Zealand team. It's they're investing. New Zealand people are investing in it. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's
right. Oh, okay. From what? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. New Zealand Cricket's investing into a team here. It's going to be the next franchise team. They'll launch by 2027, and they have rights to expand 2 teams. So this is one of the 2 that they'll be expanding. Wow. Samir Mehta and the Vijay Srinivasan.
Think about
majority owners.
That's pretty cool because think about like they haven't expanded into the Big Bash. Like they could have expanded into the Big Bash.
No, I'm thinking now this will drive Australia, for example, to buy the next franchise team when it gets to the 10-team tournament, because it automatically gives you credibility, in other organizations where they can come and invest funding if it pays off for New Zealand Cricket, because if it pays out for them, then we approach other boards and have them invest in, the next franchise teams. And I think that's how we can maybe tap into this, huge market that is USA's sports market here.
For sure.
Through that type of an effort. So,
because one of the big things about cricket that is different is the, not different, but like I was watching they're talking about how they can I think we're talking about Harmeet. We're talking about how you can commercialize it, how the ads and stuff, and it's really good to advertise with support. You can really advertise for, unlike some other sports where you can't advertise as much during the game. Like obviously football you can, baseball you can, but like if you talk about the Australian sports like rugby, this you can't change the channel because it's 40 minutes of straight play, so there's no time to play an ad. So,
cricket usually gives you that time every over, the switch. So there's a lot of time every there to play your
20-second ad break. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So, that's one big news from MLC. The expansion's ongoing. It's going to help build the infrastructure, use the high performance center of New Zealand Cricket to actually help the local talent come forward. So, I think it's a big breaking update by MLC, and I think it really will help grow the infrastructure in the next 5-10 years. And perhaps even past BBL, man. Hot take, maybe it'll be a better league than BBL.
Big Bash? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You have to build some grounds to build some legit grounds, build some actual cricket grounds for them. I mean, you're coming from a part of the world where literally it's called the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Or the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Well, we have 3 already now, right? We have the Brevard County, we have the Grand Prairie View, and now the Oakland County. So, a lot of the cricket countries, even in Pakistan, mostly they've played cricket in mostly 5 or 6 venues. So we don't need, I think, that many venues. We really need like maybe 5 handful of venues across the country, and it gets the ball rolling at least for us to host games and invite people out and have some big series, bilateral stuff that can drive more audience interest in the game.
The one difference I think between like America and Pakistan or America and India, like this is so big. The bigger the country. Like obviously Australia is big, and they have Perth, the Gabba. They have Perth is a whacker. The Gabba in Brisbane, Sydney Cricket Ground, Melbourne, and then the Adelaide Oval. Look at the 5. Tasmania has Bellerive. They have the six grounds. So yeah, America has to do the same thing. They're gonna have. They've got the East. They got the Central, and they got the West. They got to get now the North. They have to get a New York Stadium. I guess they have North Carolina.
New York and Seattle side, I think. Washington side. Yeah,
yes. You need a Seattle. You need a Seattle stadium. And you need a New York stadium, and then you'd make more street or more park or whatever the one is.
Something central, something Midwest than Chicago, perhaps too.
Yeah, Chicago also works. Yeah, that's a good
Midwest.
one.
So that's a handful of 5 stadiums that covers the entire country. And
you know where else they could put one?
where
They could put one in Colorado.
that'd be
Imagine how
nice.
far that ball's going to travel. That altitude.
Yeah.
Imagine if they put a cricket ground up top, 6,000
High elevation. They're gonna have hard
high
time breathing up
elevation.
there. They need training for that.
Yeah, but imagine how far, because the ball will fly further.
Yeah,
The
what
ball
happens
will
in
fly
baseball
further.
all the time. Whenever there's teams travel to Colorado to play Colorado Rockies, they already know the ball's gonna be flying out there, and they're gonna smash a bunch more home runs than a normal park because of just the environment. So
Yeah,
I think if they do it, miss hits will go for sixes, man.
that's what I want to
So it's
see.
possible. It's possible, man. It's possible. So we had that USA Cricket update, the MLC update. What's going on the Seattle Orcas side, Adam? The team's preparing. Any update from Seattle Orcas getting ready for this MLC season, man? June 12th is when the season kicks off. About 15 days to go. Any insights you have from your Seattle Orcas?
Yeah. Unfortunately, in bad news, Ryan Rickleton won't be participating. He will be, he's tied up with South African cricket, had the World Series, the World Test Championship, and obligations with South African cricket. So he will not be participating in the league, unfortunately. But we have, we've talked about this. We've acquired David Warner. So he gets a pretty good replacement. I mean, if you want to replace someone at the top of the order, you wouldn't put it past Dave Warner. Dave Warner will be there.
He had a good PSL out in Pakistan.
He has had a good PSL. I mean, he has a good everything. I mean, even at 38, I think he's still going to be able to crush it.
Yeah, I think so too.
And so would be a likely opening partnership would be Warner and Stephen Taylor, which I'm coining the Bash Brothers. Along with that,
we have Jahangir, man. Jahangir opened for USA today. He smashed 30 something, and then he scored like 80 something in the last game. So he's been coming off
too, right? Form. So just think about how stacked this is, bro. Like I can't emphasize how stacked this is. Let's just say if we did it this way, right? Warner, Taylor, stacked, Bash Brothers, right? Then you're going to go Shy, Jones, Clausen. You're stacked, bro. You're done. You're toast. Just don't even go out and bowl. Just put 300 on the board and try to like that's
sometimes how it looks on paper, man, is not how it always pans out. I learned that.
I know, but it's so stacked. And then guess who comes in at 6? Guess who comes in at 6?
Yeah.
Harmeet Singh comes in at 6, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bro.
You got Harmeet Singh. You got Jesse Singh, who's a good all-rounder, too. So
yeah, and then you got Jesse Singh to come in at 7, bro. I'm sure I'm missing one more batter. That's to be one more batter in there. But I'm like,
who's the wicket keeper for you? Oh, Clausen. Clausen's the keeper.
Clausen would be the keeper. Also, I do believe Taylor can also keep, but it'll probably be Clausen.
Yeah, no, Taylor, you need to bowl, man. Taylor bowls some handy off spin.
Oh, yeah, he does bowl too. Yeah.
Oh, he's a very good off spinner.
Underrated. It does say on his profile that he can keep. So, yeah, 100 Clausen, I'd give him keep because he doesn't bowl. So, 100 Clausen would keep.
Yeah. So, how are you thinking MLC stacks up, though, man? Against, Seattle Orcas and Washington Freedom's looking good. I think again.
Freedom. It literally is like it's Team USA versus Team Australia. Like that's what it. And then like I feel like they've taken Warner as like the rebel Australian and they've put him in the Seattle team. But like I looked at the Freedom's lineup and I was like, hang on a minute, where are the Americans? Like it's stacked. Like it's everyone else. It's like rest of the world 11 is playing for Freedom. Like look at their lineup. If you bring it up, it's like Ferguson, Maxwell. They just had Mitch Owen, the guy that scored all the runs for the Hurricanes for the Big Bash. They just signed him because he's now playing. Because I believe the Kings in IPL is synced with the Freedom because it's Ricky Ponting's coach for both, and the same players play for both. So they got Andreas Gauss. They have Ferguson. They've got. They were going to have Janssen, but he's can't play. Maxwell, Smith. I'm missing names, but looking at the scorecard, I was like, bro.
You know who's gonna put him over the top, bro? Who's the new signee of the Freedom? Glenn Phillips, man. Glenn Phillips.
And Phillips. Yeah, so I'm saying they got Ferguson, Phillips, Smith. They got the two best fielders playing on the same team, Phillips and Smith playing on the same team. Like that's just cooked, bro.
Phillips
and then
is a beast, man.
Yeah.
And they got Rachin Ravindra. They got Saurabh.
Yeah, and Rachin Ravindra. Yeah, it's all New Zealand. It's all New Zealand and Australia team. It's an all-stars. Didn't they have Santner too?
Didn't they have Santner? I don't think he's back this. He was last year, but I don't think this year it's I don't know if he's there.
That's what I'm saying. That would be even more cooked. But then they got
on their
Gauss,
Facebook page,
Ravindra, Smith, Maxwell. Like that's stacked. They would have had Travis Head, which would have been illegal. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're a solid team. Solid. Like the quality of players that we have in this league is nuts. It's IPL level quality, bro. It's the IPL without the Indians. Without
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's the same model. Same model. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have all the South Africans, you have all the Australians, you have all the New Zealand players. Right. You don't have the English players. Yeah, it's basically the IPL with no Indian, Pakistan, or English players. It's everyone else. All the West Indians, all the I guess Puran doesn't play for West Indies anymore, but he's West Indian.
He still plays the T20 circuit, for
he does?
West Indies and other. Yeah. Oh yeah, he wants to play Test cricket if they let him. I think he'd smash in Test cricket if they just give him some time to develop. He's a naturally gifted player, so I don't know why they don't just bring naturally gifted player right into Test cricket and let them flourish. And their commitments also, I think the players' commitment also kind of is a question mark as well, because they're have to choose between Test cricket or T20 cricket. So that's the world we're living in, and most players go with the T20 circuit because of the money it offers and the longevity, ability to play short games, make more money, and keep your bodies.
Well, no, we've been talking about this for many weeks. We can go back a few episodes. Talking about this tiered system for Test cricket. I know Graham Swan, or not Graham Swan, the captain for England, Vaughan, what's his name? Michael Vaughan. Is that his name?
Michael Vaughan, yeah.
Yeah. He was talking today about how I saw a clip. He was like, we got to change Test cricket. We got to make it a tiered system. We have to get the punters have to be more invested in Test cricket. And he said because the World Test Championship isn't a real true showing on who the two best teams are, because really England is a better side than South Africa, or could be even a better side than Australia technically, but they played so many more games, which made their back and forth, off kilter. Plus, they had gotten some penalties for made their over rate was too slow. So they got penalties taken off them or something, which made them shuffle down the order. I think we honestly, the tiered system needs to be implemented into Test cricket. It needs to be like on a 2-year cycle, and tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, you get relegated, you get bumped up, you get bumped down, and
Yeah, I think everybody kind of needs to play everybody at least once. Make it like a league format. The way we have our leagues here in Connecticut, for example, you have 8 or 9 teams, let them play each other once in a league cycle and have a point tier system on a 2-based, 2-tiered, as you said. And, the first tier, they play against each other, every one of them, one match, and you can have the top 2 play the final kind of deal. So it's a fair system. Everybody plays against each other, and there's no advantage or disadvantages given to either.
Well, I'm fine at being on a 2-year cycle where, as long as everyone plays a 3-test series with everyone, like for example, let's say it was in the top 10 nations, right? Over the 48 months, over the 24 months, you would play everyone in 2 years.
Yeah.
Because when Australia comes to their summer, when they're playing the 5-test series against one country, which will be the Ashes this year. This year would be the Ashes, right? But then proceeding the Ashes, they would go ahead and play whoever. They played India last year. They played England this year. And in between, they're going to play the West Indies, and they played South Africa the year before that. So as long as you're playing on a cycle where each year you're playing someone else at different time periods, then it should even itself out.
Yeah. I think I see it as World Test League, for example, right? I mean, they have this format already. Just call it a World Test League, designate 2 to 3 venues, and come up with a calendar where teams will just come play against their opponent once. And it keeps a very, simple format. Teams just have to travel to this, designated fields or the locations that they would decide for, this cycle. It could be a 2-year cycle. They can make it a 4-year cycle if they don't have time. I think making a 4-year cycle makes it a more, harder thing to achieve. So it's a longer vision kind of deal, right? So maybe give it a 4-year cycle instead of a 2-year.
I think 4-year could be too long because players might cycle out of the team.
That's true.
I feel like 4 years, like if you had a team starting at zero, and then 4 years in the line, you might have cycled out half the team potentially.
Possible, yeah, it's possible, but I think it gives it a bit more, a longer vision. I think to give players time to develop in the calendar, because I think the biggest challenge here will be the calendar and time with all the T20 circuit going around and the bilateral cricket and other events that happen. Finding time for this, in a 2-year calendar might be harder, especially if you have, let's say, 10 teams in the first tier, going against each other at least one match, for example. So at least teams have to play 9 test matches in the first tier over the course of a certain amount of time, and the top 2 teams in that first tier play the World Test Championship League final or whatever kind of deal, right? So, but again, time is going to be the biggest factor. I think if they can fit it into the calendar in a 2-year, good. But if they can't, they have an option to push it another year or so if they want.
Yeah. We have a good question in the chat coming from Pittsburgh fan. Does Corey Anderson only play T20? Why is he not in the ODI squad? Great question. We've spoken about this before. I believe the way it goes is that he played the World Cup because he was eligible to play the World Cup. Yep. But then with the MLC, he's kind of stepped back from USA Cricket to help run the Unicorns, and he's taken a more like
active approach.
Active approach. He's more in the behind the scenes now, helping run the cricket over there in San Francisco.
And he's the captain of the team, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and he's the captain. Yeah, so I think he's part of building that out in San Francisco. So he has stepped back from playing. Like he could be able to play, but I think he's actively taken a step back to help be a more administrator, manager, coach, captain, part of that San Francisco squad. So that's unfortunate for us watching him, because we loved enjoying watching him during the World Cup, T20 USA. But yeah, we'll catch him again in the MLC playing for the Unicorns, captaining the Unicorns. So looking forward to that. Some more.
I think his vision is to grow the game, in that San Francisco, dugout, build the culture, build, their local fan base, and really work from the grassroots up. And he's already done a really good job, and they're going to be a contender this year for this MLC title. They got a strong, solid lineup. And
they also got a couple young Aussies. They picked up Connolly. Yeah. They picked up can't think of his name right now. The other Aussie bloke. I can't think of his name, but they picked him up. Another guy. It's I lost it off the tip of my tongue, but yeah, they've picked up some young players, and yeah, I don't know if Cummins is returning. Haven't had a confirmation of him returning. He could be, but yeah, he was there.
I don't think so. I don't think he's returning. He's not coming back.
I think there was like I know Travis Head opted out. Starkey hasn't played. Hasn't opted out from the start. So I'm sure people would pay a lot of money for
Shane Starkey to come play too.
Say again.
Yeah. Shane Watson is their coach too.
Oh yeah. What? Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, he could be playing. Honestly, He could play.
And Liam Plunkett is there as
Liam
well.
Plunkett's in there.
Is a vet right there, who can help build
crushing it.
Culture. So, and then they got a couple of good youngsters, coming in this year, as you mentioned. So it should be a good team for them. Putting up a solid fight this year. And the other team, I think Heinrich Norkia has come from Mumbai Indians, I believe, to LA Knight Riders, if I'm not wrong. I gotta see where he landed.
Yeah, he transferred from one to the other. I forget which one he went from and to, but he transferred.
He may have came from
also,
Mumbai Indians.
Shepherd, I believe Shepherd also transferred, or Rutherford. No, Shepherd transferred. I believe clubs. But yeah, I mean, MI is always going to be strong. Rashid Khan hasn't had the best form in the IPL, even though the Titans are up there. I mean, but like leg spin's leg spin. I mean, you can always take wickets. And sometimes you just get hot and sometimes you just get not. I guess, you know what I mean?
He's been getting licked pretty badly, man, in the T20 circuit around the world in the IPL.
I literally just learned this word. Like Adi was like, oh, the other kid was there. They were like, oh, this guy, he's gonna get licked, or you can lick him. I'm like, they said it. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he's got the licks. He gets licks. I was like,
what do you mean?
Dude, like I'm too old for this. Like I'm way too old for this, guys.
No, actually, you're probably not old enough, man. This is the West Indian culture. The guys we play out with in Bridgeport, out in
I never heard this licks before.
Guys, they always used to mention this, right? Oh man, lick this guy to the dumpster. It's a Caribbean thing.
No, and I never heard of it.
Here. Oh yeah, it's been
never heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, so what do you mean? He's like, oh, you can like hit him, you can smash him. I was like, okay, licks.
Oh yeah.
And then he eventually came with the ball, and they started smashing him. And I was like, oh, see, yeah, they're licking him now. And I'm like, they're like, oh my god, dude, seriously. That's funny. I can't get the kid. I can't get with the kids and all their lingo, man. I'm too old for this stuff, man. The kids and their lingo.
You gotta stay up to date, man. Gotta update that software,
man.
Software update.
No. Nope. Unreal.
Like what else we got going on? We've covered the MLC. That's the MLC section starts June 12th. New venue coming, Oakland Coliseum. It's been turned into cricket stadium now. So, we've got 3 stadiums in the country, which is, good. We need more turf wickets around the country. And what are your thinking, Adam? Who you think is winning this year's MLC? I'm sure you're going with Seattle Orcas, man. That's your
Orcas,
team
baby.
Right
Orcas, baby.
Orcas.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of cricket is just going to be next level. I think we're going to get a lot of great games, a lot of great play. It's going to create a lot of ESPN moments. I feel like this year is going to have that breakthrough. We're going to have some of those breakthrough moments that really get us on ESPN and have those top 10 kind of moments. So, yeah, I think the quality is just going to go up and up and up, and it's going to be super tight. We're going to have a lot of these close games. I mean, they're just stacked lineups, So,
super stacked, man. And then PSL update. That's something. Lahore Qalandars ended up winning another title, beating Islamabad United in the final of the PSL. It was a high-scoring final, 204, I believe, is what the first team scored, and then 200 is what the other team scored. So I think Sikandar Raza is the guy that kind of hit the winning runs for Lahore Qalandars, and he played a test within 24 hours. The guy scored 60 runs in a test match against England, traveled from there literally the next day, had lunch, they said, or breakfast in Dubai, lunch in Abu Dhabi, took a flight out to Lahore, and literally 10 minutes before the toss in Lahore is when he got to the airport. So they had 2 team sheets ready, one with his name in there, one without it. And
wow.
He literally landed at the airport 10 minutes before the toss. So then they ended up submitting the sheet with his name. He got to the ground on time and literally got off the car, changed, and went onto the field, man. And
wow.
Had a winning performance for his team. So ultimate commitment.
Can technically you put your name on the scorecard and then just be late to the ground? Like technically 12th man can go out in the field for you, technically?
I don't know. Like the airport must have been close enough for them to say, hey, the guy's gonna be here at some point of the match. Maybe they started the game with a 12th man, who knows,
Yeah, depends if they batted or bowled first. Yeah.
Wow. He was there in the lineup. So kudos to him. And then he won. They needed, I think, 50 off something, and the guy scored 22 off 7. And match winning contribution there from Sikandar Raza winning the PSL. Yeah. And then today was an eliminator game in the IPL between Super Giants and RCB, and RCB has advanced through the qualifier 1. Jitesh Sharma scoring 85 off 33 deliveries, just insane. And Rishabh Pant scored 118
and then did
off 61.
You see him do the backflip?
What happened?
Or the front flip? He did a backflip. He did a front flip. You see him do the front flip? Have you watched the highlight yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't watched the highlights.
No, bro. You Google it, bro. Yeah? He hits his 4. The ball is 10 kilometers outside the off stump. He steps to the leg side, throws the hands at it, practically falls over hitting it like in classic Pant fashion. It goes for 4, and then he literally does a freaking front flip. He literally puts his hands up, cartwheels forward onto his hands, and then flips over himself. And then he's like, stands up to the crowd and like, yeah.
Did he land on his feet? I have not seen this.
Yes, he did a full gymnastics spring tuck front flip. He just cartwheels forward onto his hands, and then he flips over his hands, lands, sticks the landing, and it's just like, bro, it's
fitter than I thought, man. Damn,
bro, dude's like what's this, like 230? That dude ain't mecking around. He's solid, bro. He's solid. Bro is agile as F, bro. Bro is agile. Bro is he's going to compete for India at the Olympics for gymnastics.
That's crazy, man.
Bro, you got to watch it, bro. It does a full front flip.
That's crazy, man. 227 getting chased down with Rishabh Pant, 118, 67 for Mitchell Marsh.
Have you heard the controversy though?
What happened?
Did you hear what happened? So there was a man cat, and Rishabh Pant said no. He reversed the man cat.
Oh, he did. And who was the man cat? Jitesh Sharma or Mayank Agarwal?
I forget who it was. But back up. So this wasn't an eliminator. This was the last game of the season. It wasn't an eliminator. It was just the last game of the season. No. This was just the last game of the season. Because LSG can't make the playoffs. But it mattered if RCB won, because that means they would have gone in the top 2. So Pant decided to recall the run out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he recalled the run out, and then there was another incident where there was meant to be a run out at the bowler's end. They botched it. They botched the run out. There was a call of yes. Non-striker ran down. Striker didn't want to run, and then there's no one at the bowler's end, and then they just totally botched getting the ball to the bowler. All they had to do was underarm the ball to the bowler and had to take the stumps off, and they botched it.
That's crazy.
So a lot of weird things going on today, but RCB got the win.
RCB got the win, man. That's what matters. And then move on, with their performance. Virat Kohli got a 50 today. Kohli 54 off 30, 10 fours. And then Phil Salt 30 off 19, 41 off 23 for Mayank Agarwal. And then Jitesh Sharma 85 off 33, striking at 257.
Smashed it, bro.
6 sixes and 8 fours.
Smashed it.
And their bowler just went for, let's see these economy rates, man. Akash Singh, 10 and over. Will O'Rourke, 18.5 and over. He went for 74 and 4.
But back up, though. O'Rourke took 2 wickets and 2 balls.
He did, but went for 18.5, bro. 74 and 4. That's crazy. 74 and 4. Say that to yourself.
But go back though, remember that. Remember, see, O'Rourke was the guy that got smashed in the final against India. Remember that? Remember India versus New Zealand in the final of the championship where we just watched?
Yeah.
O'Rourke was the guy that would smash. So I don't know why India has his number. Indian batters just have his number, I guess. They smashed him, bro.
They must, man. They must. But they move on. So what's the next challenge for RCB?
So now, So now it's going into the playoffs. So now it's going to be
Qualifier 1.
Yeah.
What they play.
You got MI New York, the Titans, RCB, and the Kings. They're all playing in the top 4.
Interesting. And then they got
and MI I think might have moved up to the top 2. MI beat
they play
Punjab
Kings. Yeah, they play Punjab Kings. And Gujarat Titans play Mumbai Indians, I guess. Those are the 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
And then match begins. So essentially 4 matches left. In the IPL, there's going to be like an eliminator 1, I think, after these 2. The 2 that lose, I think, go to the eliminator 1, and then the final is after that. So,
yeah. So I have a question here. We have, which American cricketer do you reckon will have a breakout MLC campaign? From Pittsburgh fan.
Oh, Mukamala. Yeah, Texas Super Kings. That would be my guy. Or I mean, yeah, definitely him. But if we were to add more names that we could think of, who would they be, Adam? Kasai, I know he scored a 70 today too. I think 50 or 60 today as well. So he's just piling.
I think we're going to see a real cadence of all the USA players stepping up, making runs, making a name, having great classic catches, great bowls, great runs. I think you're going to see a lot of people, all of them. We hit Trump. Hamid Singh was big on Trump scoring a lot of runs and stepping up, playing some good cricket. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good players there. I mean,
there's a lot of talent here in USA, man. A lot of talent. So
yeah,
as long as they get through and come up top in those teams, we'll see a lot of breakout superstars in the next few years here in the USA, which is what we need, right? We need role models for the young youth players to look up to, so they can model themselves and work hard and put effort in. Right now, we've got a lot of work going on in the youth structure. That's being laid out by the USA Cricket, with their directors and such. Ashok is one of the heads here in the Northeast side who manages the youth pathway process and the women's pathway as well. We had some of our Milford Tiger players, our female team, join forces with the Lobsters out in Boston, and they played a pathway tournament. So I think for male and female cricketers, the pathways are being set up, and if you guys want to be a part of it, come check out cricket. Drop us Adam or I messages, and we can help you guys get to this pathway that we're talking about here. So we want to obviously grow the game. So grassroots work, Adam, how's it going on your side, man? I know you've been putting a lot of effort to here in Danbury and doing your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finally getting back to play a game. I've had a couple of weeks off my work schedule, rearranged. So all the home games that we play, I can't play any home games because that's when I'm at work on Saturday mornings. But back at it again this weekend, Saturday afternoon over at New Milford. But yeah, I mean, people reach out. A lot of people connecting with people in the Massachusetts, New England region, playing tape ball, playing here, playing there. Trying to connect everyone together because tape ball, like Americans, like a lot of people commenting that they've picked up on cricket somehow. They've found it somehow through osmosis or whatever. They found cricket, and then they found tape ball because tape ball leagues are around. It's very social. And
Tape ball's like softball, man. I think it could really take off in the women's game. It can take off in the kids' youth game, youth cricket. It's
I think what needs to happen
with
with tape ball is like they need to utilize like basketball courts. Yeah. Like if you play cricket on a basketball court and play from like one end, or even play like from
a big parking lot, like a school parking lot.
Yeah, school parking lot. But I mean, like I think we can make it happen. Yeah, in some sort of already pre-measured out area, like make it kind of like indoor cricket, because like indoor cricket can have its way in America, right? Because they have indoor facilities, so that's its own sport. And I think that with the tape ball, we could play it on a basketball court, just like soccer has futsal. Futsal is in basketball. You play soccer indoors with a mini soccer ball on a basketball court. They call it futsal. I think we do the same thing with tape ball. I think we just like make it like indoor cricket. You play in a basketball court. You set the boundary, and have the tape ball. I mean, it can work. I mean, obviously, it's a little tighter than you would like it to be. It might be a little bit bigger because I'm sure you can hit a tennis ball. I don't know. How far can you hit a tennis
ball? The reason why I say it because there's a market here for softball for female players, right? So, we know if we can't push, hardball. I mean, obviously, maybe get a softball league going to get people interested. At that first level step, right? Whereas just recreational, they come out, they enjoy the game, and if the passion builds up, they go to hardball cricket. But I think it's got to be an introduction to the game here, where locally people can go out, play cricket in the park. They know they don't have to, really need a lot of things. It's a cricket bat, a tennis ball, and an electrical tape. They can go out and play cricket, kind of deal.
Yeah. I think the one thing though holding back is the hard ball, because like the hard ball is like does add a danger element. Like I dropped a catch. I thought it almost broke my arm. I had to run in 60 feet off the boundary, take a diving catch. So I laid out and I overran it. I took the ball straight on my wrist.
Oh man!
I had to come off the field straight away. Like I couldn't grip right away. I was coming back into third man, and I couldn't field it. So I came off the field. Luckily, it's kind of healed down. But I mean, getting hit with a cricket ball isn't fun.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And especially it's not fun for anyone. Especially like younger women are playing, they're bouncing the ball, getting hit. Like at some point, you're like, this isn't fun. You know what I mean? Like you have to be okay with getting hit and want to keep doing that. I feel like at least you get hit with a softball, it's going to be a little less painful than if you get hit with a cricket ball.
Yeah, so especially if you're not like, if you're new to the game, right? If you're new to the game, you don't want anybody getting hurt. And, that's why for here, local American, organizations, your schools, local schools, communities, I think tape ball is probably like the best, way to introduce cricket at the basic level to anybody, anywhere in a park or in a garage, not a garage, but a parking lot or a driveway. Even playing in a driveway, I used to play with my brother. So, it's easy to introduce when, you don't like backyard cricket in Australia. We see all the time, right? Where people have that little pitch and they're playing. So similar things can be achieved here at the local grassroots, man, if we kind of tell people about it and introduce it to them in schools and organizations and have events.
We used to play French cricket. Have you ever played French cricket?
No, I've heard of it, but maybe I have. I don't know.
So that's like, I don't know if that will take off here, but that's when, so everyone stands, you played it at primary school. Everyone stands in a circle, right? Around the batter. The batter stands in the center of the circle with a bat, no pads, right? Tennis ball. And one person has the ball in the circle and they're trying to hit you in the leg. So LB and you're out, right? And so you got to stand with your facing everyone and you're hitting the bat this way. You're like hitting it up and you're hitting it away, but you also can't get yourself caught. If you get caught, you're out. And if you get LB, you're out. And then you're trying to hit the ball in the gap, and then they're just picking the ball up and throwing it at your legs. You got to spin around and make sure it doesn't hit you in the leg.
Yeah.
French cricket.
That's funny. That's funny, man. I've never played it, so.
What to play it on? Oh, you're not going to be there. You'll be there. You'll be there on Saturday, right?
Saturday? No, I got a match out in New York National League. I got a match out at Whitestone. Yeah. I won't be there this Saturday afternoon in New Milford. You'll play the Green Wave guys, man. Those guys are pretty solid. They're improving young cricketers, and watch out from them, man. They're gonna surprise you guys out there in that match. And out in New York, we got matches in Connecticut. So much local cricket going on, guys. Let us know if you are a local player here. If you're watching us, drop it in the comments where you play, and yeah, we'll love to engage with you guys. I mean, I think we've covered everything for tonight, Adam. Mostly, just local stuff going on in the following few weeks. We'll have some guests coming on the pod. Working on that for you guys. Let us know any question, comments you guys will have during the week. You'll see shorts being posted and other social media stuff on Adam's page on Adam Bannon Cricket USA on Instagram and on TikTok. Check out his episodes he's done on his YouTube channel as well, guys, with a lot of the content creators there. So there's some good hot takes that he discusses that we love to watch. So, Adam, anything else you want to add, man, before we call it for the night?
That's it. No, I'm excited to get back playing. I'm playing again this weekend. Like I said, I played this weekend. I scored a 1 and a 19 not out.
Oh man, and those pitches were not made for run scoring, so I'm not even going to talk about what I made.
Oh yeah. Well, you hit your ball. You just hit your ball straight to mid wicket. That was straight to square leg. But yeah, no. Hopefully this week we in Clouded Valley will score some runs. Yeah, it's gonna be some good times.
Should be fun, man. Should be fun. And then make sure to guys check out our Reverse Scoop merch shop. Check out our membership sections. You can support youth cricket development at the grassroots level, and help us grow the game here in USA. And Adam Bannon and Nabeel Khan from the Reverse Scoop Cricket Weekly episode 34. Calling it a night, guys. Have a good night, everyone.